John, a frustrating afternoon. We haven't found the net in a league game in 4 games now. In your own words, what's going wrong for us up front at the moment?
Well, we're just not finding the connection. We're not quite cohesive enough to break down stubborn defences. You know, you're coming up against 10 men behind the ball, as we did last Friday and as we found today. Teams like Kelty and Clyde are quite happy to get a point, and it's difficult to break them down, really difficult to break them down. And when you get little half chances, you've really got to take them, and that would make all the difference. Once again, it's no down to lack of effort, it's no down to lack of commitment, I don't think. I think we've put a lot into the game. We've just, not quite firing all cylinders. It's disappointing, it's frustrating. There is no magic wand to it. We believe we've got a good squad. We believe the players are backing each other, but the first half probably was too many errors, too many elementary passes that went astray, which didn't help you build attacks. We still had opportunities. We were a little bit careless in counter-attacks. I mean, we were attacking set plays and got hit on a counter-attack on one of the occasions where they actually hit the bar very early in the game. I think it was 4 or 5 minutes into the game. So that was, the type of thing that will happen when you're pushing so many bodies forward. And I'm talking about throughout the whole game. And in the second half, we've got so much, we're pushing the full-backs forward. We end up with like 3 different strikers on the pitch trying to get, someone who's going to, make a little bit of a difference. It's going to get us a goal. But we didn't quite take these half chances that came along. Callum's had a shot in the first half that the goalie makes a really, really good save from. The ball goes across the face of the goal, and Aidan Nesbitt's got a great chance now. I've not seen it back, and I think it must have been some kind of block. And there was bits and pieces like that. Their goalkeeper threw the ball right out to Aidan. Again, I've not seen it back. It must have been a good opportunity to get a goal, and we didn't even get an attempted goal out of it. Little moments like that, you've got to take them, and Aidan gets in behind the defence in the second half on that side, and again we didn't even get a shot at goal. And there's little bits and pieces like that going in changes the whole complexion of the game, changes the complexion of our performance and the result. But we're not, and it's a little bit frustrating that we're making some poor decisions on the ball, we're making some poor decisions, and we've just lost that little bit of confidence, and confidence is so important because the longer it goes without, breaking teams down and scoring a goal, then there's that little bit of doubt creeps in, and where you would have normally have just passed it so quickly, you hesitate to say, oh, well, I know, and that opportunity is gone. And we're finding that's, it's crept in a little bit, which is, it's frustrating and it's hard to accept. But it is what it is, and that is a fact. So we need to get back to doing what we're doing. We are trying to win every game, make no mistake about it. We're trying to win every game. We stick together, and we look to the training during the week, and then on to the game against Dunfermline next week.
I've had a few messages from some fans after the game asking, wanting me to ask, was there a temptation at all today, given it was one of the lower teams respectfully to Clyde in the league, to move away from a 4-2-3-1 and perhaps bring in someone like Jordan Allen or Burrell to play up front as a 2?
Yeah, well, you consider everything. You consider everything. The idea of our game is to pass the ball up the pitch so that we're all arriving up there at the same time. That's a general idea. Not necessarily to be like one-dimensional. We ended with Jordan and Ramaran on, and the guys came on against Kelty away, and both scored, both made differences. Yeah, everything's considered. The way we play, we need people to link the game, and we need people to be able to connect so that we can get up the park and get into situations where we get in behind the defenders with Callum, Craig McGuffey today, Kai in more recent weeks to get in behind, and we did on occasions get in behind, but to no avail with regards to getting the final ball. And I'm sure if we'd got a goal, then probably these things don't crop up. But I understand that being in the game long enough, and even ourselves, we dissect the game much more when you when you lose, and everyone does. And we're no different with regards to looking at analysis and last week. But as I say, repeating myself, when teams sit so deep and have so many players behind the ball, it's very, very difficult to break them down. And you really need to get that one goal that can make a big difference. And unfortunately, we didn't get it. So yeah, I can understand that, and that question. Yeah.
Can we ask Ryan Williamson, Sean Mackey and Kai Kennedy weren't involved in the squad at all today. Can you give the fans a little update on each of those guys, please?
All picked up injuries. Every one of them picked up an injury. Ryan picked up another injury on his quad. Don't think it's the same as previously, but it's the same. Quad's a quad, but maybe not quite the same. So again, frustrating because he's hardly been available all season. Kai went over his ankle on Monday and struggled. There wasn't any point forcing him to play today. He couldn't play. He tried to train on Thursday morning, but he couldn't, had to pull out. When I say he tried to train, he went with a physiotherapist early doors and did a little bit of running and didn't have any kind of strength with regards to chopping and changing direction or anything like that. So that was a no-go. Sean Mackey hurt his Achilles early in the week. Again, very similar to Kai, and it was early in the week. Tuesday, I'm sure it was, Monday or Tuesday, Sean done hurt his Achilles. We expect him, with a reasonable amount of healing to be available for next week. Maybe no Ryan, couldn't really speak for Ryan. But we're thinking Kai and Sean would be available for next week, hopefully, yeah.
And just finally, John, one of the key things you said there was confidence, talking about momentum and confidence. And to what extent is there now going to need to be an urgency with only 6 games left, I think it is, top of my head, 5 or 6, to get back to kind of winning ways with one eye, and I know it's ahead yet, but with the playoffs to come? Yeah, well,
scoring goals and winning games breed confidence, and at the moment we're not doing that, so there's an automatic little drain in confidence. It's normal, and how when you're confident and you're winning games, everything's hunky-dory. So we're not scoring goals, and we're not winning the games that we should be, and of course that drains a little bit of confidence from you every time. So yeah, we have to knuckle down, and we have to the games we're coming into, or the games that we've played here, as much as on paper it looks fairly simple, teams are making it extremely difficult, and it's a backhanded compliment. It's a backhanded compliment that teams think that we're so good that they need to do that, and we have to rise above it and try to win games. And so I don't see that being the situation next week. I don't know. Obviously, I don't set the tactics for what Dunfermline are going to do. We've got to be up for the fight, up for the challenge. I think every single game there's been nothing in it, absolutely nothing in every single game, and we are more than capable. So we need to rise to that challenge.
John, we appreciate the honesty, and as always, thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.